things that I say and I do that people deem offensive, but I wouldn't want them to cut my mic off. I would encourage them, if they want to refute what I have to say. But our best weapon is always our voice. And that's what I was trying to maintain with this. Because again, if we're truly conservatives who appreciate the Constitution and freedom, we got to put up with a lot of stuff that we don't like. We got to put up with Tony the Tampon. The Tony the Tampon coloring book.
Oh, gosh.
I shouldn't even be doing this with kids in the car, but again, we have to be able to air it all out, and our kids need to learn a lesson too. Cass Clemmer wants to destigmatize periods. In the process, she wants to degender them as well. Growing up in Congo, Clemmer hit puberty and society kept mum about menstruation, so she created a character called Tony. And she wants to make sure that people know that men get periods too, which I don't buy in the slightest bit.
No.
You can make it up all day long, but don't give me that garbage about men. And I've never seen a male. First male I see talking about his period, I'm walking the other way.
Yes.
I mean, that's a cop out, and if you need to be Doug Giles if you're walking around talking about your period and you're a man. Lord have mercy. So anyway, this Tony, a tampon with googly eyes, is the depiction of this. I need to get all this out before Judge Napolitano, as long as I don't want him to hear me. Started posting photos of it on her Instagram. The project soon developed into a coloring book called The Adventures of Tony the Tampon. The book has a full range of feminine product characters, including Marina the Menstrual Cup,
Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Patrice the Pad, and Sebastian the Sponge. Now, she's reminding the readers that Sebastian the Sponge is a man. Because, after all, men do get periods. That's the biggest hunk of garbage I've ever seen. As it turned out, she intentionally chose a gender-ambiguous name for her book's protagonist, Tony.
Just make this stop.
And yes, and to affirm that all menstruators she wanted to address. Unbelievable. It's a coloring book for you.
I cannot believe that.
Remember Pat from Saturday Night Live?
Oh, yeah.
Here comes Pat. You know Pat, Katie? Pat, well, we'll get into that in a little bit. I don't want to mess this up with Judge Napolitano.
Hello, Jamie. How are you?
I know to you I may look old. Hope this statement ain't too bold, but here comes the judge.
This effort in our society, Judge Napolitano, just kind of turn everybody into one thing is just the craziest thing.
What are you talking about?
Well, this one coloring book, which is trying to they're trying to make it out that everybody menstruates, and so Tony the Tampon is the coloring book, and it's supposed to be geared to teach boys and girls that men get periods too, which I think is a total load of garbage.
Don't tell me this is in a government school.
No, I don't know where it's going to wind up. I'll tell you that. That is for sure. Hey, by the way, and I'm sorry, I didn't really want to bring that up with the esteemed Judge Napolitano. I didn't really want to do that.
You've been plotting this for weeks. Who are you kidding?
So tell me about, well, first of all, I guess we'll deal with the immigration order first. And it's interesting that they removed all references to any religions in this one.
I think they did that because there were two principal objections. If you read as I did, and I don't expect most people to do this, the four opinions written by various judges at various levels against it, they center on two areas. One is, what is the rational basis for the selection of the 7 countries, and the other is this a veiled effort to ban a religion from or people from the same religion enter here? So the first one they addressed by giving a rational basis, a sanitized, non-classified version of highly classified material, articulating the dangers culturally and governmentally, because some of these people are motivated by their own governments, of people coming from the now 6 countries. I think they took care of that adequately. The second issue is a little more troublesome for the president, because in 3 of the 4 opinions, the judges used the incendiary words of candidate Trump against the more sobering decisions of President Trump. And, of course, he did say some very incendiary things during the campaign. They also used words of some of his surrogates, for example, former New York City Mayor Rudolph Giuliani, to underscore the proposition that this is really a Muslim ban. So there's no way they can change history, but they can change the tone of language to remove all references to religion. Now, this, of course, has upset a lot of conservative Christians, Catholics and mainline Protestants, who wanted the religious exemptions in there because their people are the ones being persecuted. But Trump was persuaded by very sound legal thinking, with which I agree, that you need to remove all religiosity from this thing. Now, how they can cause the court to overlook what he said when he was a candidate, I don't know. I've never seen this happen before, where I've never seen candidate Nixon's words used against President Nixon or any president since him up to the present. But this one is better crafted, more neutral in tone, has more exemptions to it, has a lead time, and is more consistent with the federal statutes. Will it be challenged? Yes. Will it be as easily enjoined as the other? I don't think so.
Yeah, and I noticed too, the excising of Iraq from the whole thing, and I guess that's an improvement in the eyes of some individuals.
Well, it is, because the Iraqi vetting system for people entering Iraq and leaving Iraq was installed by and modeled after our own. So it was installed by the Americans. So this is, again, demonstrative of the fact that the Trump administration is not just imposing this travel ban because candidate Trump said he would, but is really seriously looking at these countries and deciding whose immigration officials can we trust to keep bad people from coming here. And they concluded that the Iraqis can be trusted, but the other 6 countries can't.
Oddly, I know there are 48 separate cases, and I know Attorney General Sessions has to basically file individually to have them thrown out. But we're expecting probably some new challenges to this law, since there are some people out there saying, well, this is the same as the other one, and so they're going to sue. And unfortunately, it's going to pretty much be up to the opinion of a judge. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying that judges are horrible. What I'm saying is a judge who simply has a predisposed opinion that Donald Trump is only, they're going to hold his words during the campaign against him. They're going to do that if they want to, right?
Of course. Judges are supposed to be politically indifferent. That is, indifferent to the political outcome. But this is so highly politicized. I don't think the judges on the Ninth Circuit were politically indifferent. But look, there's 48 lawsuits out there, as you said, and the Attorney General has to move in each one to have them dismissed. I think they'll all be dismissed because they're based upon an executive order that doesn't exist anymore. It was rescinded yesterday. One of the things this new one did was rescind the old.
Yeah.
Will those people file new complaints? Yeah, but they'll have to be tailored differently, crafted differently, argued differently, and perhaps end up before different judges who are more politically indifferent. So you don't know what the outcome's going to be.
Let me ask you something about your day, because I'm always curious, because you're all over every show. So do you just come in the morning and then and you just kind of basically make yourself available all day long? Is that how that works?
Well, it's usually scheduled 24 hours in advance. Certainly my morning hits are regular.
Yeah.
So every Monday and Wednesday, I'm on Maria Bartiromo on FBN at 7:30. Every Tuesday, Thursday, I'm on Fox and Friends at 6:40. Every day, I'm on with Varney on FBN in the 9 o'clock hour and in the 11 o'clock hour. I have a regular hit with Shepard Smith, and I have a regular assignment in D.C. with Brett Baer. Everything else is subject to the news cycle.
Yeah.
So if some major event were to happen in my end of the world, the producers of the shows that want me would start calling my producer and schedule me. This can happen at an odd time, like 2 in the morning, as it once did. It can ruin a weekend, but that's part of my job. Or it can happen between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., which is generally when I'm here and available for them.
Boy, Judge Napolitano and Maria Bartiromo, that's a lot of Italian right there.
That's a handful and a mouthful.
But it's awesome, and I love it. You know, Maria's on the show here every Friday, so we love talking to her.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
she is one of the premier interviewers in all of television, cable or broadcast. She's absolutely, truly first-rate.
Absolutely, and you as a commentator and as an analyzer, absolutely fantastic. Judge Napolitano, as always, love talking to you. Thank you for the illumination. JudgeNap.com. Appreciate you, my friend.
All the best, my man. Thank you.